Looking back on life, bro, baby, the world getting crazy. People getting lazy in the gym, but the label got me looking in the sky. X and I wide. Tears in my eye while the kids die. Never thought the world would be ruthless. I hope the message is not useless. You must have lost your mind, shitting across the I know the world's cold, living in a world where they sell their soul. Black bodies is the price of gold. Watch the shit unfold. I know the world was cold, living in a world where they sell their soul. Black bodies is the price of gold. We here, man.
You see us.
We here.
You see us. We soon to be gonna get the little sign up there and all of that. We're gonna get all of that, but I'm feeling it. The setup is nice. Cool.
We definitely moved up like the Jeffersons from our last episode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The pilot was dope. I was rocking with the pilot. Yeah. I liked everything about it. Had some good times. I know it was pretty long, YouTubers and followers and folk, but we're gonna get better with it. So if you tuned in for the whole entire time, I do appreciate it. I'm grateful for it. You know.
Yeah. We only can get better from here. It's time to elevate. You know.
Yes,
Make sure you download my song, Dakingpen, Elevate, you know, Sounds of a King.
Especially the Appreciate. That's a great song. All right, so a lot to discuss. I mean, I know the pilot, we had a lot of topics that we wanted to talk about, but we didn't get a chance to. So we're going to touch base on some things, but we also want to try to stay up to date as possible and talk about some things that's been taking place. So, you know, we got some topics for y'all, and I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, but also on all social platforms.
Which side? This should be on this side or this side. Subscribe. Press that subscribe.
Hit the button. Ding. Hit the bell. Bing. Wherever the guy, he top 3 and he not number 2 or 3. Mike, MVP Mike, wherever he put it that's where he put it. But make sure y'all follow him as well. But ultimately comment, because I do want to hear how y'all feel about the topics and everything that we discussed, and we like feedback. Yes. Negative and positive is best.
Yes, that's how we're gonna get better.
Yes, sir.
You know.
So what you want to talk about today?
Man, let's start it off with the sports. It's been a lot of talks about the Super Bowl is not the Super Bowl is coming up, but the NFL season is coming up.
Once again, it's
and
me.
This is why it should be on silent.
Once
I told
again,
him this
it's
in
me
the last episode.
Messing up. That is my fault. I apologize.
So let's talk about the NFL season that's approaching. What are our predictions? Who we think is going to win the Super Bowl? Let's talk about this D-Rose situation that's going on. And I know this boxing situation that recently happened. I know you know there are 2 names, but I know a little bit about it, so we could touch on that as well.
Oh, you talk about Earl Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford? Bud Crawford being...
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get
into that. So let's start with the NFL season. So what, the season is approaching. What team are you rooting for the Super Bowl?
Well, everybody know this. I'm going with my New York Giants. I'm from New York, from the Bronx. I appreciate that. Shout out to my dad. He's still out there on the Grand Concourse, but I'm rocking with the Giants. Saquon is looking sharp. They need to pay that man that money. As I stated before, I wish OBJ came back to us, but that's cool. Daniel Jones.
Can't have it all.
You're right, but listen, he can stay in Baltimore. We ain't worried about that. Daniel Jones is going to have something to prove today. He's going to be in the top tier of quarterbacks today, tomorrow, this year, but I'm rocking with the Giants. Who you rocking with?
All right, so look. After the first Super Bowl, the Eagles won, what year was that?
A long time ago.
17, 18? That's when I started actually getting into football. I felt like football is more entertaining than any other sport. So, I'm rooting for my Eagles. Not to mention, regardless on if we didn't win the Super Bowl in a while, we have been going to the playoffs every single year since this Super Bowl win. Not too many people can say that, sir. But again, Jalen Hurts, he got his lovely contract. We definitely need him on our team, and I think he could take us to that next level. So I'm definitely rooting for the Eagles. definitely rooting for the Eagles, and I really think the Eagles gonna take the cake this time.
I'll cheer for the Eagles if they win a Super Bowl, so I can have an extra few days off from school. I'll cheer for the Eagles so that it could be a parade in the city just in case they start.
So
all I'm gonna say is, if y'all happen to get a couple TVs or something, slide something my way. That's all I'm saying.
The funny thing, we're both in education, so the crazy thing is most of our teams, the Phillies, the Eagles, and it was the Phillies and the Eagles were. The Phillies went to the World Series. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl. So we anticipate these wins so that the educators could get a day off to enjoy the parade and things like that. And unfortunately, the World Series we lost, and the Super Bowl we lost. But we're coming back with the heat this year. We it's only right. It's only right.
Allegedly, it sounds good, but I mean, hey, y'all do y'all thing.
There's no alleged. We definitely taking
y'all
this
do
cake.
y'all thing, Philadelphia. Giants are division rivals. We're listen. It is what it is. But that's what my predictions are. That's his predictions are with the NFL season, and it's coming up. I know everybody is hype. I know that the Kelly Green jerseys just came out and they sold out rapidly. I mean, if I went on Fanatics to try to grab one for Putty, she one of the greatest. It said it wouldn't be shipped until September 29th.
Damn.
Ain't nobody got time for that. But they were standing in line and everything waiting, and they sold out. So somehow, somewhere, I got to find a way. If one of y'all can help me find that, I got y'all. So please make sure you hit me up. That Kelly Green jersey, extra large for Jalen Hurts. But other than that, NFL-wise, yeah, it's going to be a great season. I do look forward to it. It's been kind of bland sports-wise. Baseball been holding me over. WNBA is great. I love watching basketball in general. Shout out to the recovery for Bronny James. We talked about him last time. He had a real serious situation, cardiac arrest, but he doing good. He came back flourishing, playing the piano, and the family is taking time for him to, get himself together. So
as he should. And again, I remember we was talking about like how his sons, are they going to reach the expectations of like LeBron James? But I think at this time, your health goes first always. And so hopefully like he could come back better and stronger than ever, but your health goes first. So shout out to you, Bronny, and hopefully we're wishing you a speedy recovery.
Something I do want to talk about, though, to segue into this is the NBA. Since we talk about Bronny James and the basketball player, Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
I did just see something on Instagram on my way here at a light, of course, not driving and surfing. But Derrick Rose was outside and people was driving past him, and he was outside like in his hood on the street and on the phone looking like he was snapping, going through it. Derrick Rose had a rough career. Injury-wise, it set him back because he could have been up there top tier, and he is a great player. I believe he's Hall of Fame worthy. But once upon a time in his career, he faced some serious allegations, and those allegations were a rape case.
Yeah.
From what I read, maybe I'm wrong, but what I read from an ex-girlfriend at the time said that him, along with 3 other people, raped her, ran a train on her, all the jargon that was used in the report. And he just recently was on a podcast speaking on this, saying how that wasn't true, how, she invited them and they did what they did. They did the grown-up and got it in, or whatever the case may be. And afterwards, knowing his status, the celebrity status that he held, and that's when he was in Chicago about to get that crazy contract, because he was, after his MVP season, then she hit him with the lawsuits and everything. I know a lot of people didn't like Derrick Rose's comments. I'm biased about the situation, so I won't talk too much about it, but I know that, unfortunately, rape is a serious situation. I'm not going to be an asshole right now, and I'm not going to troll. Rape is a very serious situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And until everything is clear-cut and concise evidence-wise, I really don't like to speak about it, but...
Well, he was cleared for it.
He was cleared. That's why I said, but just like homegirl who saw the little baby grittying on the highway, who was lost for 48 hours, and I told y'all that was that bullshit.
Yeah,
Excuse my language.
It was bullshit.
I did say that. Just like that situation with Derrick Rose, that celebrity status. Derrick Rose was pissed off and said she owe him $20,000 because she already said what was cool and this and that, and then recanted the story, reneged, whatever the case may be. I don't like it. I don't feel like athletes should be taken advantage of, nor should females. So it is what it is.
So
Amen.
I've read on the situation. He was actually with his baby mom, one of his first baby moms, the one he was with in high school. So I forgot her name. I want to say Malia, or I don't really know her name, but he was with her. So obviously this was a side joint. And the girl came, she came in a room and she was going to get partied by them all. From my understanding, she only wanted to have sex with D Rose.
Of course.
D Rose
trying to get the bag.
D Rose left the room. And not just saying like he left the room, but it was he talked to the girl. From what was said, the girl was down for everything.
Down for whatever.
And D Rose left the room and she got trained, or what she claimed she got raped.
She had multiple partners, all at
she
once.
She came back and
triple whammy.
She came back. It was some text messages that were released. She came back and he wasn't aware of what happened. He wasn't in the room. He was nowhere in the facility of where it happened. I guess he was taking care of business. And then she claimed rape. Again, in certain situations like that, and then his comments, I think his comments were a little insensitive because when you, first
frustrated.
of all, when you're talking about a topic that you were, found not guilty on, at the end of the day, let's just respect the situation as it is. And he could have just said like, hey, like, I was acquitted of all charges. I don't really want to shed light on the situation. But it's not true. Just to say the girl owe you $30,000, like, where the $30,000 gonna come from? Like, what? Like, she don't have the $30,000. So for you to comment on it, it was like it didn't need to be said. And then it's just like certain things I feel like he doesn't have media trained. And I'm not, yeah, we want authenticity, but at the end of the day, like, you're still a public figure at the end of the day. So to say those comments and things like that, and then it was already a touchy situation, and you weren't there, so it's just like it's a lot. And not to mention you saying she owe you $30,000, but most likely you paid for everybody on your team legal fees because you are the breadwinner. So you just like, I just felt like the comments were insensitive, or he just could have just kept it like simple. Like, he don't have to comment on it. Hey, I'm not gonna comment on the situation. Like, I was found not guilty. Like, can we go to the next topic respectfully?
Bullshit. We about to get the bullshit.
There's no bullshit to it, bro.
I respect KD. I respect Charles
and I
Barkley,
respect all of them too. And I like
who say
D-Rose.
how they feel. Derrick Rose is frustrated and pissed off, and they still bringing up stuff. This man is having a rough time. He went through depression, mental health, and all that type of stuff.
So
I don't want to keep hearing about it. The conundrum is, yes, you're a public figure. Yes, you really can't say this because people look up to you and idolize you, and you could get canceled. Okay, but still, at the end of the day, he's still a human.
Yes, he's still a human.
And it's frustrating.
What was the whole point of bringing the $30,000?
Because he want his dues. If anything, don't DJ Khaled and Drake got a song? Shouldn't have the F for free? Oh, okay. Ain't nobody say nothing to Aubrey. Shout out to Aubrey. He is in the city tonight. Them tickets was crazy, so I couldn't go, but I put on a Toronto for you, Drake.
No comment, Drake.
Hey, man, it is what it is. I don't want to talk about that no more because that'll get me frustrated.
It is a sensitive subject, but what I'm saying is I just felt like he was just talking. Like, it wasn't like he was sensitive about the situation. It was just like, I don't know. Like, I felt like he could have approached the situation differently, but it is what it is. He said what he said, and hopefully, D Rose could get back up and running. Right. Shout out to D Rose though.
We touched base on it a little bit, but to segue to another sport, boxing. Not a fan. I'm older, so I'm the Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Shane Mosley, Nard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya. I'm that era.
And the Floyd?
You know, people know how I feel about Floyd. I could care less about that man, but hey, he is what he is, right? Everybody on the money team.
Again, Floyd, if you want to sponsor us, you know, feel free. It could be the sponsorship on this side, and he has a different sponsorship.
Exactly.
Hey, you know,
I could get sponsored by
I'm with the money team. You know,
the Dollar General for all I care. I ain't with no money team.
But Dollar General.
No, but Earl Spence, everybody was, Spence is this, Spence is that. He gonna blah, blah, blah. Talk about Bud Crawford because of his slavery days, Afro and all of that. All I know is that they had a meme. Hopefully we could put the meme up where Earl Spence and how Marty Marr was when he, Tommy the Hitman Hearns, when they fought each other, because Earl Spence got his ass whooped bad. Like, they had to stop the fight. It was bad.
There were some
shout out to Bud Crawford.
There were some allegations saying he was high.
Okay, and they always get high. They make the weight and then they just do anything. That's not no excuse. People fight better when they high. Yeah. Crackheads fight good when they high. Nobody could be the crackhead when they high or drunk. So what is you trying to say? I'm not trying to hear the excuses. You lost, bro. And you said something about the doctor saying something?
Hold on. He made a comment. Spence made a comment, and he said he's not going to make any excuses. He took his loss like a man. At the end of the day, he lost. You win some, you lose some. Like,
okay, pops.
Right.
Bang, 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 bang. that's what Crawford did.
Look, but at the end of the day, he took responsibility. He lost. He's not making any excuses. His doctor, which I thought it was weird because you came out and said, like, you're not going to make any excuses. And then your doctor somehow made a statement saying that your 2018 or 2019 accident was probably a factor in why you lost.
Allegedly.
2018, 2019, how long ago? 5 years, 6 years?
4 or 5 years.
We can't. Did he have fights after that?
Probably. I don't even watch him. I don't even care.
But at the end of the day, his doctor he was ejected. I actually saw the car accident. He was actually ejected from the car. The accident was bad.
And I'm happy that he survived from that, and I'm happy he came out stronger than that. That's all God's will. That's cool.
He lost fair and square, though.
God's given him free will, and he chose to fight Bud and chose to get that ass whooping. So it is what it is. Oh, it's a rematch coming out and all of that type of stuff. Yeah, cool. Do we really want to see that? Do we really want to see the whooping again? Y'all might.
Oh,
it should be a good payback.
You said again like it's guaranteed. Like
I'm not gonna say it's guaranteed, but Crawford is gonna win again. So if you want to take that as a guarantee, that's a. What do Charles Barkley say? I guarantee. Exactly. But hey man, it is what it is. Sports wise, it was very interesting. So yeah, that's all I got with sports.
Yeah. Let's
get to the topic you want to talk about. Let's get to the meats and the gravy.
All right, let's. It's been a lot of talks about female hip hop. I know J. Cole recently made a comment. He was on a podcast with I think Kevin Hart, and he mentioned that like female hip hop is like it's a lot of women in female hip hop that's really dominating right now, and female hip hop is a good place to be in. So I wanna touch base on like who are the female rappers that like we in female hip hop that we looking at right now, like as in your top.
Can I?
Let's just say top 4, top 5.
Can I call a lifeline? Cause I got a few homegirls who know everything about that. Me, listen, people call me, what's your favorite word to say? I'm a hater. I could care less what you call me. But when I'm going to, I don't listen to that. Listen, I'm rocking with Cardi. I'm rocking with Lauryn Hill.
No, y'all.
And that's it. I mean, everybody else got some stuff. If I wanna hear a song that'll get me going, I might listen to a Nicki song. Like top 5, I got some 5 Nicki hits that'll get me going, including Monster with Jay-Z, Kanye, Rick Ross. You know, Glorilla and Cardi, of course. Who don't like Tomorrow too? The new girl, I don't know her name, but point me to Cardi destroyed that as well. You know, everything that Cardi is on right now, she's destroying. I mean, not Red Ruby the sleeve, but yeah. So I really don't, I'm not a Meg Thee Stallion fan. I don't know about some Sexy Red or Big Black Red or whatever the case. Ice Spice, I don't get down with none of them. I really don't know.
So I'm a fan of music, period. So you know, even in our last video, he was trying to diss Ari Lennox and
Coco.
Coco Jones, but these are people, like, if you're a fan of music, you're a fan of just like how things are evolving and how people contribute to music. So I listen to all types of music, but in regards to female hip hop, I felt like a lot of people like Flo Milli been hopping on these remixes and these freestyles she been doing, like, she's dope. Bia, shout out to Bia. Bia also is another artist that's literally been putting in work since day one. See, he writing his notes, because he literally, even if I tell him to listen to it just to give it a chance, he won't. So
they better be on TikTok, because TikTok can tell me everything I need to. Flo Milli, Bia.
This man is a Drake fan.
Aubrey.
This man is a Drake fan. Everything Drake. Like, this what's wrong with Drake fans. They just Drake. They draked out. They don't want to listen to nobody else but Drake. But Flo Milli, Bia, Ice Spice, like, to be honest, she is somebody who's making a staple in music right now. But I do feel like her flow is becoming, like, I need something new from it. Like, so it's becoming a little redundant. Like, I don't know. Wave. Like, and obviously Lotto doing her thing, but she to me, she's not making much of an impact. It's like a song. She's been killing the features, but it's like some of her songs are not like rising, or her songs don't make like her presence. She doesn't make her presence really known on the track. It's just like, oh, featuring Lotto, and she kills it, but she doesn't bring much to the track.
Isn't she the one who got the rip me out the plastic?
Yeah,
brand new? Yeah, and on that one, she say some stuff. So it's like, all right, but she did fade. In that song,
but so
Cardi.
So the song was released with just her first. Cardi got on a remix. Shout out to Cardi. See, I'm no hater.
Okay,
you're a hater. So shout out to Cardi. Cardi been, I would say Cardi has been on a great future run. I do like the song with her and Offset, Jealousy. That was dope. I also like let's say,
because he talk about some BS right now, so let him have a drink.
No BS.
Ain't nobody hating.
I do like the song with her and Glorilla.
Now just disrespect her cover of Silverback. Now just say she look like Planet of the Apes and sound like Caesar.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, I ain't mean no disrespect. Glorilla. But she also, like, it's just the Tomorrow song for me that I really bang with. But Cardi's future run has been a good future run. But me personally, I do feel like Nicki Minaj brings, like, when Nicki Minaj is on the record, her presence is known. And
when the last time she was on the record?
She was recently on Uzi's record.
Was that a good album? Because I ain't listening to that either.
You didn't listen to it, but you also didn't listen to one of the best tracks on there. And she had a great verse on there. But
I ain't listened to the album yet, because nobody want to hear
how you into music, but you're not listening.
Because I let everybody, because all they're gonna do is put stuff up that have a meme on Instagram or a handle on Instagram.
If you're into music, you're gonna take the time to listen to it. Like, I'm not a crazy Drake fan, but I will listen to his album to be like, all right, I actually like this song. I actually like this song. Like, I wasn't a fan of this song. So nobody can ever tell me I can't review an album when you sitting here like, oh, it's trash anyway? Like, how is it something trash and you ain't listen to it?
Well, guess what?
Wait.
I don't review music. That's you.
I'm not done though. But Nicki was on that. She was on Young Thug's album with the Money record. She was on Pound Town, where she did good. She murdered that track. She was on Princess Diana with Ice Spice. She's been on a crazy Future run, and every track that she's on, she brings something totally new. And I just feel like what Nicki is doing 15 years in, it's something to be talked about. It's something to be talked about. I know you are a Cardi fan, and I'm a Cardi fan too, but you know, I do feel like a lot of people, they pin these two women against each other just because, oh, like you could like Cardi music, you also could like Nicki music. I do feel like there is a conversation need to be had where, you know, Cardi makes comments like, oh, you know, I'm not feeling music right now, or I'm scared to drop music. And it's like, if this is what you born to do, and this is what you actually want to do, regardless on if it's going to do well or not, like if you're a fan of music, you're going to drop music regardless on if it's going to go number one or not. And I do feel like, just to go in, because Nicki is dropping Pink Friday 2 this year, allegedly. And 11/17/23. And then, you know, Cardi is supposed to be dropping an album 2 this year. But
shout out to the Bronx.
Shout out to Cardi. But I do feel like Cardi is chasing the same success from her last album, which I just felt like it kind of like, it's been almost 6 years. Same thing for Nicki, but Nicki has 4 albums. Like Cardi has 1 album. So the thing is, it's like when Cardi album, her last album, every song on there went platinum. The album was a good album. We all could agree to that. The album was a great album. And she also won a Grammy for it. But I do feel like when you constantly chase another album that you want to drop that has every song that's going to go platinum, I feel like you start to second guess yourself. And I feel like that's what's happening. She's second guessing herself. She's like, oh, I'm going to do this feature run, and, you know, I'm going to kill these records. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to drop an album. You got to feed your fans at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, there's always going to be this topic of conversation, or can Cardi do better than her last album? And, you know, we saw that with Nicki when she dropped her second album, where everybody was saying like she went too pop. She's not a hip hop artist anymore. But at the end of the day, like, your music shows what type of artist you are. It's like, regardless on if it's going to do way better than your last album, or it's going to just put out the music and actually let the music speak for itself and let the people hear it. And then people get actually be like, all right, like, Cardi, your second album wasn't as good as the first, but it still is a great album. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like when you second guess yourself a lot, you start becoming like, all right, I'm gonna do it next year. I do it sometimes. You know, like I'd be like
all the time.
But yeah, like, cause I be wanting things like, I could drop music. I have music, but also I just feel like the music is not like, it got to be to my standard.
But you not feeding your fans. That's what you just said.
No, you're right. I'm not feeding my fans, but I'm not a developed artist yet.
Why aren't you?
Huh?
Why aren't you? You right?
Yeah,
you produce, you do your own thing. You are a developed artist. That's the problem right there. You're doubting yourself.
I'm doubting myself. Wait, I can write a fucking R&B song. Like, if you send me a rum, give me a beat, I can write an R&B song. I can write. But when it comes to hip hop tracks, I'm not a rapper really. So when I literally write and rap songs, it's really hard for me because I'm trying to do wordplay. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm looking up things on dictionary.com and shit like that. So I'm trying to like master it, but I haven't fully mastered the rap part. In terms of writing R&B music, I feel like I definitely mastered that.
Well, that's what we missing. We missing R&B. I'm
all right,
tired of
and
hearing this rap crap.
But
Go
you
back to
also have Coco Jones and Ari Lennox who drop great projects, and
they
you haven't
better
listened to
just
it.
be sponsoring us because you pushing them super hard.
It
Like,
doesn't
you just
matter.
better
Doesn't
know
matter.
them.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm giving you R&B music. You like R&B music, and
I do.
Me and you like the same type of R&B music.
And you know who I'm feeling right now the most?
Who?
When You Smile. Drop that When You Smile right
Look,
now.
that's an inside joke. It's no When You Smile, girl. We dropped that. It's not. But back to this conversation. What, like, in regards to the anticipation for these albums, like, what do you expect from Cardi's album? Like, what do you want from Cardi's album? And what do you think, like, can she deliver? Can she actually deliver a great album? Is she waiting for writers? Is it
Shots.
It's no shots, because we all know
Here we go.
Cardi has writers, right? Recently, her two
There you go. Told you.
hold on. This no shots. I'm not sending shots. What did Nikki say? I send shots. Don't duck if it don't apply. Don't duck if it don't apply.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so look, all jokes aside, Cardi last two features, Point Me To and
Tomorrow too.
no, it wasn't Tomorrow Too. It was I think it was Point Me To, and I think Jealousy. She said she wrote those two verses, which were great verses, right?
Yeah.
You like that Point Me To? The Jealousy record was dope too. I don't care what nobody say. And her delivery, her cadence on it, like you could feel her energy. And I think regardless on if Cardi B writes it or not, because I know like prior to Cardi, it was like, oh, you have to write your music. And now when Cardi came in dropping hits after hits after hits after hits, because she has hits, you know, she made it more acceptable for people to have ghostwriters, I feel like, because we know how the Drake thing went and how everybody tried to discredit him. I'm just saying, and that was one of my favorite albums. So I'm just saying, like, again, do you think Cardi can deliver, and why do you feel like she's taking so long to deliver her fans an album?
I'm going to say this. I'm not going to take too much time because I could go on and on about this. Will Cardi deliver? Yes, she will deliver. She will come out with an album based off of who Cardi is, based off of her just putting 2 songs on there where she going to shake ass, she going to be half naked in the video and have a crazy feature. People going to download and put her numbers up just because of that. We know the world that we live in. Right. So Cardi is going to, do what she got to do just off of that. Then because of her husband and a few other people that really mess with her, she going to have about 3, 4, 5 features that's going to put her there.
And
so
wait. All right, 3, 4, 5 features. Who do you think these features would be? Like, because
male rappers, female rappers, anybody who hot right now, who really mess with her, who knows that if they got a hit, they numbers gonna go up, her numbers gonna go up. So you scratch each other's
she's
back.
Real strategic. I just feel like she ain't. She not getting. She wants the best of the best. So for an album, we don't want a.
You could do so.
A lotto.
Yeah,
we want somebody who's going to elevate a record. Maybe another 21 Savage feature. I know she's good friends with him. Maybe a Kanye. Like we need something like that.
She might have a Drake. She definitely gonna have a Quavo and an Offset.
No
she
Quavo.
Might even get.
She's not gonna have Quavo.
She might. Who knows? She might even get a Coco Jones feature. Who knows? All I know is that she's going to just based off her name.
That's petty.
It's like, not, but I'm dead serious. Coco is very hot right now.
Yeah.
All I know is this. I don't know what's going to happen until the album actually come out. So I can't discredit or I can't say she might be scared or not. I'm looking forward to the album. I'm going to give it a test run. If I like it, we'll be talking about it on here. If I don't, I'm going to say, It is what it is. The same way for Nicki. I'm anticipating this too because the album that she came out with before, I was a Nicki fan because Nicki came through with heavy hitting lyrics, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy. She is a product of Lil Wayne, and for one time, he was the greatest rapper alive, dead or alive. And I was rocking with the whole Young Money thing. Drake a part of Young Money as well. But I mean, I don't know. I hope she can deliver as well. I'm not going to judge them two against each other and say one is this and one. I'm not discrediting nobody. I'm looking forward to it as a fan of music. But I also know that this is one Titan versus the other. New York, the Bronx, and somebody that I'm rocking with. Cardi. Somebody, that's who I'm rocking with. I mean, the FBI ain't running up in her house.
You petty as shit, dog.
I'm just saying.
What the FBI gotta, there's a lot of YouTubers or a lot of people who's calling the police station to go to other people's houses.
I guess that's a trend. I don't know. TikTok, they do anything.
Yeah, it's a trend. But
I'm sure better not do it at my school.
Look. In regards to this Nicki album, I am anticipating this album. Like she said, it's a full circle moment. So hopefully we do get a Ariana record. I want her to work with people. To be honest, I'm a fan who's tired of the same formula in terms of we got so many songs with Drake. I don't really want a Drake feature. I would like a Kendrick, a Jay-Z, Eminem. J. Cole, like somebody that we haven't seen her collaborate with, to bring a different side. I feel like it's Nicki Minaj. Like we should get a Kendrick. You know how dope that shit would sound? Like a Nicki and a Kendrick, a Nicki and a J. Cole. Like we haven't gotten that yet. So I do feel like,
meh.
What? Like when I just feel like with Nicki, like, we need stuff like that. I as a fan, I want that,
So clearly you see Team Nicki, Team Cardi. It is what it is. No Cata, none of that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, he a fan, and that's what it's going to be.
You ain't had to say Cata because, there might be some people watching who...
But for the team, for a male to be on Team Nicki, I'm a part of the Beehive.
I don't give a fuck.
I just wanted to make sure everybody know. Like, I'm just a fan. I'm rocking with Cardi. He rocking with Nicki. We're going to leave it at that. You hear me?
And we'll see when both albums drop. It's going to be a exciting year for music. I feel like music just been a little dead lately. Like, it's just like moments here and there. But I feel like it's going to pick up.
Right, but I feel it is going to pick up because music is a great topic. Like, take this for example. Yeah, we could talk about sports and we could go in because, that's kind of my realm, sports. Talking about fashion, talking about sneakers. You really the artist in the music, behind the artistry about everything, so you can dwell on that. And we can spend the whole show on music. Like, I'm pretty sure time-wise, I'm not sure how we looking time-wise, but, I mean, we spent a lot of time on this topic, and we can keep going into more in depth. But, I mean... music is a great topic to talk about, and it's a beautiful thing, something that will bring the world together. So that competition is much needed. Kanye versus 50 Cent, how it was with TRL built it up. That's how I wanted it to be. Nicki versus Cardi.
But I just feel like with females, it's so much like this
slander,
the catty shit, like
shit
that don't need to be. Because 50 Cent and Kanye had, we know who won, right? With the first week sales.
Jesus.
It was, but at the same time, it was like the biggest week of just music, period. Of just like they sold, I think Kanye sold like
a lot.
He sold a lot. 50 Cent sold a lot too.
He did.
They both went gold in the first week. You get what I'm saying? And I felt like if they could put their differences to the side and just like, even if they don't like each other, this is business at the end of the day. We about to make money. We about to go on a tour. Fuck this shit. Like, we got money to make. Like, that's the thing. Like, I just feel like sometimes with women, it's all these, and shout out to Doechii. I like Doechii as well. Very dope artist. She's actually TDE.
I know
artists.
Top Dog Entertainment. That's Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
of them. I know, but
But yeah.
Doechii. I thought he was about to talk about some ice
All
cream.
right,
My fault.
no, Doechii. But again, like in terms of female, I just feel like it's this thing where all the females got to be friends. Like when Megan Thee Stallion came out, she was friends with everybody, and then all that shit start to happen, and people start distancing. I don't feel like
Tory
females
Lanez.
have to be.
Tory Lanez.
This nigga crazy.
Damn, Tory Lanez.
But I don't feel like females have to be friends. But when it comes to business, like I'm sure Jay-Z did business with people he don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nasir. I made it a hot line. I made it a hot song.
And man, you gonna have to say his government name like that? Like, but again, if they put their differences to the side, you know how much money they can make.
Man, for temporarily, but you know, everybody like competition. Everybody like
But
beef.
that's
what the world based off of. Oh, going at each other and who better. So
yeah. But 50 Cent do it, and it's he get a kick out of it. It's all fun and games. It's business for him.
Troll.
Business though,
and he's lucrative off of that. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. But I mean, that's a lot. We will touch base on this topic with music and Nicki and Cardi. This will be an ongoing thing. So no worries in regards to that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cardi.
Shout out to Nicki.
Nicki, what's up? All right, so we're gonna bring her home. We coming around third base.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What you want to talk about?
I know you was talking about. I know we had a conversation earlier talking about like body counts. Does it matter?
Relationship wise,
I don't feel like we have conversations about body count. I feel like that's like kindergarten. So I don't know. Like I'm 30 years old. Like that's not gonna be a conversation I bring up, like how many bodies you got, like, or like, hey, like I'm really into you, and then the conversation of bodies come up. Like, does it matter? Like, I don't think it matters. Like, now it'd be different if your girlfriend, you know, people putting things in your ear, but at the end of the day, like, you accept if that's the girl you want to be with, and she accepts everything, like she's fine. She's like, yo, like I was this woman back then, and I'm doing better now. Like I really love you, and I really want to be with you. Then so be it. But I do feel like people put too much emphasis on the bodies, because then you got to start doing math and look like. What if your first interaction was at 13, and then you say 13. You have? I'm just saying, people are having sex at 13.
Yeah,
like,
that's a trigger. My damn students. I don't like that.
Okay, but yeah, I don't like that my students have sex either, but it's life, right? Like some people's first interaction was at 14 or, you know, whatever. But again, let's be real. Body, like if your first interaction or your first sexual experience was at 14 and you are now 30 and you saying you have 40 bodies, I'm just saying, like, it, when you add it up, it's like you had 2 bodies or 3 bodies in a year. Like, I don't know, but it's just like, does it matter? Like, I don't think it matters. Like, and I just feel like a lot of people put too much emphasis on, like, it's a lot of women out there and there's a lot of men out here who have, yes, it is a double standard. Like, men can have 100 bodies and nobody would look at them any kind of way. And if a woman had 100 bodies, everybody looking at the woman differently. But to be honest, I don't think the conversation ever comes up to be like how many bodies you have. Unless you got an OnlyFans, and that's the conversation you having. But it's just like, who gives a fuck? We're grown. And I just feel like people should be able to have sex and enjoy themselves. And then when they get in a relationship, and if they are committed to you, then that shit matters. Like, I only use the word like hoe, sometimes, like, I use hoe if you're in a relationship and you're having sex with other people. Like, that's hoe. Like, that's somebody that's not committed to you. They committed to everybody. But if somebody that's committed to you, why should they pass or their bodies should matter? If you love that person, then you should be able to move past that.
I follow somebody on Instagram. It's officially her. She got a podcast out too. She's a great content creator, great person as well. She the block captain because she owned the block. So that's a big time move for her. She came up with this topic too, and she touched base on it. And a lot of people in the comments was like, if you buy a car, you want to know the mileages on it. You do if you buy a car.
It's, you put in a car in a human being, it's totally different.
It's an investment regardless of the. Listen, I'll talk about my stance on this.
All right, go ahead.
That's what he said, and that resonated with me. But also, I mean, Wale had a verse like that in his songs. I was scared of the mileage, but I was just here because your character was good. He said something like that. I forgot the lyrics exactly. I'll make sure I have them next time we're on the show. But
what did J. Cole say? He said, she said she only got 4 or 5 niggas, so you got to multiply by 3.
But body count wise, all right. So that is a form of insecurity because that's opening Pandora's box. Just like touching somebody's phone and going through it. Won't catch me doing that because you're going to find some shit that you don't want to see. So that insecurity of trying to know bodies and all that, then you start to compare yourself to this person. Oh, but you was talking to this. Case in point, I correlate acting like in Fresh Prince or Bel Air to real life. And that's why I be trying to throw shots at Coco because Carlton was that man and he was really trying to do what he had to do. But she messed with a football player. That's a body that he had. I mean, that she had, Coco had, Hillary, and Carlton can't compete with him. So in real life, why would we put ourselves...
Carlton, that was Jazz.
Jazz, whatever. I'm frustrated.
Get your facts straight.
You're right. But I mean, that's what I'm trying to allude to. When it comes to the real life, I'm not trying to compete because I'm not no drug dealer. I don't got no drug dealer money. I'm not no 5-star athlete. I don't got that type of physique or nothing. I'm me. So knowing that, understanding that, and getting into the sexual part, that's too much because your mind started to wander and then you start to go crazy in your own head. And then, who just spoke to you in the mall? Was that this, and that? That leads to a whole bunch of problems. Body counts and all of that, yeah, it's a realistic thing. Men do get the better end of it because it's like, oh, you knocked off 40 people. Oh, you the man. You got notches on your belt. A female knock off 5 people. Now she all types of hoes and sluts and this and that. And she a bucket. That's what the kids say. I know the bucket mean to get a hoop or you can really score. That means something else. That's what the kids say. So that'd be.
They used to call them duds or grenades.
Yeah, but that's what they be frying me because you a bucket. Whatever the case may be, I don't feel like body count. Like you could get deeper into it because if you ask them what's your body count and how many people you laid in bed with, now you going into a whole nother realm where you focusing on another man or her with somebody else. What she could say, well, what's your bank account look like? How can we take offense to that if we talking about where her, body count is? So I mean, that is a touchy topic, but I mean it goes in regards to how I feel with who gets the bad end of the stick. Male or female and relationship wise. So body count for me, I don't care about it. Like you said, be mature about it. Who's worried about that? You shouldn't be. Focus on yourself, enjoy yourself. And if y'all really rocking out and loving each other, it does not matter.
Tom. All right.
How you feeling in regards to,
Honestly, I do feel like now I feel like men get the shitty end of the stick nowadays because it's so much women expect us to do. Like we gotta pay, we gotta have this, we gotta have money, we gotta make sure we are upholding their lifestyle. Like I feel like a lot of women talk like they're rich, like, or they talk from a celebrity standpoint, and I feel like a lot of celebrities need to stop commenting on the average person's life because as a celebrity, if I'm rich and I have a significant other, yes, I could pay for everything. Like that makes sense to pay for everything, you know. But also, I also feel like there should be a common ground where nowadays in our society we need two incomes, you know, and one income is not getting it.
And that, he mean one person though. Like if you a boyfriend and girlfriend, the girlfriend need two incomes, the male need two incomes.
No.
The price of living costs a
yes,
whole hell
the
of a
price
lot.
of living, but at the same time, if you have your income, she has her income, and then y'all are, hey, I'll pay the rent and you pay the rest of the bills. That's a common thing. Or hey, we're going half on everything. 50-50 is going
Gabrielle Union.
Yeah. And 50-50 is going to look different for everybody. A 50-50 might be, hey, I pay the mortgage, you pay water, electric, gas, and, you know, groceries. Or 50-50 is everything split in the middle. 50-50 is different for everybody. But I do feel like nowadays women expect men to do every fucking thing. It's like, why am I paying for everything? And you get to the point where you're building yourself up, and I'm unable as a man to build myself up and invest in certain things because I have to take care of you. And I do feel like a lot of men, and you know, a friend of mine, I'm not going to say their name, but a friend of mine's also one of my friends speak about like just holding all the weight, and it becomes tiring, and it becomes to a point where you're depressed because you're not able to elevate or put yourself. Yes, I use my song's reference. Make sure y'all download it. Elevate, Sounds of a King is everywhere. You can stream it everywhere. But again, I do feel like that women out here it's a lot of pressure being a man these days, and I feel like it's like you can't show emotion. You got to be so hard. You got to be so tough, and you also got to pay for everything. And it's just like, damn, I'm like, it's a reference. I'm a human being. Shout out to Nikki. I'm a human being. I can't be everything at once. Like it's I'm just saying, like, I can't be everything at once. Like, you can't be everything at once. You know, like, we have to get to a point where it's just like, take a step back and be like, hey, like I see you doing X, Y, and Z. Like, what do you need help with? And as men, we also have to start communicating with our women about like, hey, like, I can't do this by myself. It's either you with me or you can't. We got to build together, and I want to be able to build myself. And in order to build myself, we're going to have to do a 50-50. We're going to have to do a 60-40, wherever it looks like in your relationship. But it needs to come to a point where men shouldn't feel like they're getting the shitty end of the stick all the time. And we don't live in old times. We're not in the 50s anymore. Like, where the man was paying for everything and the woman sat there and, you know, was the stay-home mom and cook. Like, things are changing. There are stay-home dads. But we got to get to a point where it's not to the point where, like, everybody could communicate and everybody can make money and everybody could build. And I just feel like a lot of women nowadays, and this is not all women, a good amount of women these days want men to do every single thing. And I just feel like we get the shitty end of the stick because we can't do it all. We can't do it all. Like, how can I survive myself? And just imagine if you have a kid, and nowadays the court goes with the mother. Like,
oh, they've been doing that.
You know, like, you got to have a good ass lawyer, or you got to make a sufficient amount of money where it's like, hey, like, I want my child. Or it's just like whoever makes the most money, you got to put out child support. Like, it's, which it makes sense. But at the end of the day, like, doing art, like, art, regular people, like, I just feel like we don't know how to communicate, and it's all a money grabber. So that's my take on it. I do feel like men get the shitty end of the stick. What's your take?
First off, if you need a lawyer, go to Top Dog Law. Not sponsoring this, but hey, man, I'm shooting my shot.
That's for accident, sir.
Top Dog. Oh, well, whatever. Hey, you frustrated, you'll get into an accident. Why did I get married to? Janet Jackson caused that man to get into an accident and he died. Hey, man, I'm just being honest.
Okay, Mike.
Boom. How do I feel about it? Who gets the short end of the stick? In my own perspective, because I can't speak on a female's perspective. I mean, I know they go through a lot. They do bear children, which means a female is the closest thing to God because she gives life as well. Right. But male-wise, my perspective and my thought process is on being in a relationship and getting to that breaking point that you're talking about. Yeah, you should go 50-50 or you should go Dutch or the man should pay for everything. All right, if I'm built like that and my pocket's built like that and I have the audacity to come out my mouth and I say I can and not speak up like you said, then I'm going to pay for everything and I got to shut up and do what I got to do. Right. If I can't and I'm going to express myself, then that's what we're going to do. Now I'm all about the spoiling and the creating moments. The materialistic things are beautiful, but the creating moments are better. That's going away to the Arubas and the Jamaicas and the jumping off the boats in the Mexicos in the water and the going away every other month. Let's do that. Let's create something while we have the opportunity to. Yeah, I could put on $1,000 pair of sneakers and an $800 belt and go to the grocery store and then we go to the movies. That can happen. So that's the lifestyle that I chose to live because that's how I work hard. Working 3-4 jobs, okay. That's at this point in my life where I can. I don't want to do that forever, but I'd rather help you invest in something and start a food truck or some type of business rather than buy you a $2,000 pocketbook so that it can come into fruition and could keep going. So, okay, I get that end of it. When it comes down to the money, splitting and all of that, if you built like that, you built like that. And if you can, you can. I feel like a female should be the same way because if y'all a powerhouse and y'all both doing this, then y'all is infinite. What y'all can accomplish and what y'all could do, and y'all really could be chilling and resting and not have to worry about clocking in a 9 to 5, working 3 to 11 shifts and coming home frustrated and figure I need a vacation. Cool, but y'all gotta be on the same realm, the same wavelength, the same goal setting, aspirational journey, like he said. My thing though, what I was thinking about it is once a man gets to that breaking point where he can't no more and he frustrated, if a man chooses to say, I can't do this no more, I'm leaving, I can't be with you no more, this is too toxic, I'm losing myself, I'm killing myself. I feel like men get all types of names, the P word, the B word, all types of crazy names.
Sassy.
Go online and you get slandered and
they
all
love that sassy
because
word.
you chose to walk away from a situation. Oh, you giving up, you a nut, A-N word, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I'm protecting my peace and my space, and I'm trying to find me. Yeah, you shouldn't throw in the towel, and my mama ain't raised no quitter. My dad damn sure ain't raised no quitter. He raised a fighter. But at some point, if I'm going to lose myself and my integrity and who I am as a man to try to make you happy and you're not reciprocating that, then I need to walk away. I've walked away from a lot of situations before, and if I hurt somebody, I apologize. I apologize 1,000 times, but I apologize to myself as well, and I apologize to God for putting somebody in front of me or before me. And I feel like that's how it is. Men get the short end of the stick because if a female walks away, oh, she wasn't happy, we wasn't satisfying her, we wasn't there for her, or she got to find somebody better. 1,000 songs come out, 1,000 artists and memes come out. But if a dude do it, then what? Oh, you must have had another shorty on the side or another B that you want to do this, and he a nut ass nigga. Excuse my language. I do hate that word, but it's very frustrating. So men get the short end of the stick because you got to do every single thing. You got to be the provider, the protector, and all of that. And that's what men are bred to do in this world. But I'll just end it for me on this. Mother's Day. You get everything in the world. Father's Day, a tool set so the man can fix the stuff in the house. Oh, Dad, we made you breakfast, bacon and eggs. How you scrambling eggs in the air fryer with that burnt ass bacon?
I want the same. But the mom I want to go to the restaurant. I want a nice bag. Down. Like y'all tripping. Like we deserve the same shit.
When I was in the hospital working at Temple, everybody called out Mother's Day. Father's Day, can we pick up overtime? I just bought him a power drill that was on sale for $60 at Home Depot. I got to make my money back. Mother's Day, we got to get the nails and the hair and the makeup and let her go out this way. And nowadays, mamas want French tips, Balenciagas. Shout out to Cardi. I like those Balenciagas, the one that look like socks. They got to get all of that type of stuff pampered and all of that. Because, Mother's Day might be a 2-3 day thing, and then you got the grandmoms and the aunts and the uncles and then the girlfriends and the future baby mamas and come on. Baby daddies don't get that respect. Fathers, oh yeah, thanks, Pops. Appreciate you. Here go a sweatsuit or some pajamas. Here goes some socks to go with your work boots. Then can you get to the backyard and make the tree house for the kids? Come on, you got to be shitting me. You got to be kidding me. But I mean, hey man, it is what it is. Judge what you want.
So before we end this,
listen, man,
that was some funny ass shit. Before we end this,
I appreciate you, pops. Thank you for everything you did.
I appreciate my pops too. He had that on and off.
The King of New York, Choco.
I still love him.
You already know how I feel about you.
But just to wrap this up, this was a funny ass video. What's your space to fuck out of the week?
Your homegirl who lied and recanted because that GoFundMe damn sure went up and she wanted to make money off of it. And the whole world, oh, she got kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. And then the family gonna say, can you please pray for her? She's going through a rough time. What? Yeah, I'm gonna pray for her. God, please help her.
I would have to agree with you. Did you see that her boyfriend had to cancel his club appearance? It was like Define Love because of the attorney said he couldn't do it because it just would have looked crazy on her case.
I didn't even know she had a boyfriend. Because she was with the ex-boyfriend.
No, she had a boyfriend.
Yeah, but she when she went missing for 48 hours, she was with the ex-boyfriend. That's why the lawyer's saying that. No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's news to me.
Why
yeah, Carly Russell, you are the space to fuck out of the week. Get your shit together. Fame is not like fame is what they say. Fame is a drug. Like. It's no way, like we again, I know mental health is a thing, but we have to do better in like redirecting our like just completely lying and things like that. It's just like we just gotta do better, and then you fucked it up for everybody who actually goes missing. There are a lot of, in my Appreciate song, I say
Black bodies
is the price of gold. Like literally our bodies are being sold.
I wrote the lyrics.
No, the fuck you did. We gonna stop you right there. I write my shit.
Here we go. He throwing shots.
I ain't throwing no shots. I'm just saying I write my shit. Whatever is on my fucking EP, I wrote besides somebody else's verse. Like I wrote my shit. Even the R&B songs, I didn't sing them, but I wrote my shit. I take my shit serious.
You do. And I appreciate that. He spoke on,
and I'm not shading Cardi at all. I want to put that out there. I'm not.
He is,
but I write my shit.
He spoke on mental health. Death does come in 3, so I had a personal loss in my life. She meant a lot to me, so she transitioned to heaven, and she's up there with my abuela. So I'm happy that she's in a better space right now. We also lost Pee Wee Herman, who just passed away, and he was a big part of everybody's childhood. If you're older and you were an 80s baby, or younger than that. And then we also lost the person
Angus Cloud,
Fez,
who go by Fez in Euphoria.
So mental health issues are serious.
Yeah.
It does happen to a lot of people that people don't know about and speak out. We do work in the field where we can help, and we know a lot of resources. So if you need that, please reach out to us. But I do appreciate you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, bro.
MVP Mike, I appreciate you. G Money George, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Shout out to our engineer, you guys. We'll put his information down on the video. So shout out to George. Shout out to our boy Mike. He drunk the rest of our drink, y'all. He was getting turned up behind the camera.
Until we see you next week.